We good? All right. Good morning, Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living.
Good morning, Brian.
Everybody had their coffee or whatever it is they need to wake up in the morning. Folks still coming in, drifting in from the social hall. Thank you for being here. Thank you for turning off all of your little noisemakers and cell phones and little beepers and buzzers and all of that stuff that might otherwise be distracting. If you're joining online, thank you for being here. Grateful that you're here with us. My name's Brian Kurtz. My pronouns are he and him. And I'm really grateful that everybody's here today. More and more folks are coming in by the minute. This is great. Together we are transforming our world with the power of love in action. I want to take this moment to honor that we're gathering here today on the land that was taken from the Tiwa people. I also want to take a moment to honor the many folks who are love in action today, supporting our celebration this morning. Musical inspiration today is 3-time New Mexico Music Award winner, Linda Myers. Thank you for being here. Our tech team is Cheryl Ray and Sue and Belinda. Yay! Thank God for them making everything happen for here and online. Doug is our greeter over there. We got Gilbert in the bookstore. We've also got our licensed spiritual practitioners serving today. Chris Duvall and Lisa Kerr are doing high watch today. Thank you for bringing that and holding space for our service today. Nancy Bowers is going to be doing our opening prayer, and Yvette's going to be serving as well with that stuff. And there's a lot going on here. I'm still trying to figure out what it all is, even though I'm watching it happen every Sunday. Yesterday, Karen and Carol Ann and Kim and I were doing cleanup. We vacuumed the floors in the social hall and the sanctuary. We vacuumed and tape rolled all of the chairs. And even after doing that, there's still stuff on the chairs that let us know that some of us have been cheating a little bit in bringing stuff besides water into the sanctuary. You drop water in high desert, it's gone, okay? You bring in ice cream or little creamy stuff, and it hits the chairs, and it kind of stays there. And it's tough to get out. So please, water only in the sanctuary. Couple more quick announcements. The consciousness cleanse has started. If you can cleanse your consciousness, oh, that's right, there was a little pre-thing, and now it's Wednesday. So clearing you allows more to come in and allows you to give more. Consider that as an option, as a possibility for you. Tamara Williams has requested some help on the newsletter. You want to contribute to the newsletter? You like to write, create, edit, design? Reach out to Tamara. And now it's time for opening prayer and our opening song.
So I breathe into this moment. I pause and recognize the divine that is everywhere present. I allow that love, that peace, that joy, which is God, to fill my heart, fill my consciousness, fill my awareness. As I breathe into this moment and recognize the truth about what spirit is, I allow that recognition to wash over me, to fill me as only spirit can. And I recognize that what is true of God is true of me, for there is but one. And what is true of me is true And so I take that in. I invite you to take that in. To allow the power and presence of the divine to be the guiding light in every breath, in every moment, knowing that we are always divinely guided, that the truth of who and what we are is the divine expressing, and that we come here each Sunday to remember that truth for ourselves and for one another, that we may be anchored more fully in that power and presence of love. And knowing that that power and presence is so powerful, is so giving, is so supporting, is so loving, is so omnipresent, that it is available in each and every moment. And that it flows throughout this service. It is the guide that Reverend Kamatara taps into this morning. And that each of us has the ability to tap into the moment we remember that truth. We remember who and what we are. And I know that it is perfect just as it is. That I don't need to fix anything. I only need to allow Spirit to take me where Spirit would have me go. That I am here to extend love. That I am here to receive love. That I am here to bless the world with that one loving source that I call God. And so I know that this time together is just as it should be. That each person here is blessed by being here. That each person online is blessed by hearing these words. And that is all in divine right order. So I call it good and very good. I know that it is already done. It fills my heart with gratitude as I allow God to be the guiding light of my life. And so I invite you to anchor the awareness that it is also the guiding light in your life. For we can never be separated from that which we are. And so I anchor this awareness by saying, and so it is. Amen. So now it is time for our opening song. So I invite Linda Myers
to please stand as you're able and join me in singing I Am a Light. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We shine, and we shine so bright, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright.
And so I ask you to remain standing as we say our vision and mission statement. So as that comes up on screen, here we go. So our vision, transforming our world with the power of love in action. And mission, loving all creation through spiritual growth and service, always staying true to our highest self. Thank you.
Oh, what a great opening. We're so glad that you're here today at the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living. So thank you, Linda, and thank you, Nancy, and thank you, Yvette. And I'm Reverend Kamatara. My pronouns are she, her, and very happy to be supporting you today throughout the service. And at Rio Grande, we are anchored in principles of the science of mind. Some folks call it New Thought. Some folks say ageless wisdom. English is a goofy thing, so we roll with it. So, all right. I'm not sure which microphone I'm in, Cheryl Ray. Where would you like me? Is this one okay? I'm in my headset. Beautiful. Then I can put this one down a little bit and see all the beautiful people, be a little more free range. All right. Very good. So what we teach here at the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living can be distilled down to, greatest hits. If we were to pick out maybe some basic core concepts, we would say at the core, there really is only one power in the universe that is known by many names. Yet again, I cite English as a crazy and language is weird. So yes, it doesn't matter what you call it, God, Pachamama, Gaia, pick your word, dog, the insomniac who stays up, agnostic insomniac who stays up all night really wondering if there is a dog. So doesn't matter what you call it. It just is, you just got that. That was good. All right. So yes, there is one power. Thank goodness. There is something sacred going on. Whatever you happen to call that, do what's right for you. And we really do know that our thought is creative, that we're working in partnership with the divine. I hope it's in partnership, because as Dr. Gary Simmons from Unity says, you are either the way of God or you are in the way of God. So we hope we're working in partnership with the divine to be co-creating, and we know that our thoughts are creative. And our words and our deeds, it just goes right down the path there. So we're careful about what's in our mind, and then we keep going back to spiritual truth that there is only one power, there is no separation, and all down the road from there. And we don't blame ourselves or beat ourselves up when maybe things run amok, because that's life. We're very human, and that's okay too, which is why we're here on a Sunday morning and we're watching online and, trying to stay in alignment with the divine that is the presence and power within. And we also believe that everything in our life is either an expression of love or a call for love. We're so grateful to be in alignment with our friends at A Course in Miracles, because that is just deep truth, is it not? And if we could recognize that everything is either love or a call for love, that's a pretty good guideline to live by. All right, and then we also believe that each one of us, as expressions of the divine, are whole, perfect, and complete, just as we are. There's no fixing, saving, rescuing, or, crazy incantations and whatnot and magic spells that need to be done. You just are. You are an expression of the one loving source. And I understand that sometimes, on our very human side, things may be a little rugged and rough. And that's what we're working on here, to be more in alignment with the divine, which is whole, perfect, and complete. So with that, we are really grateful that each one of you has chosen to be part of today's celebration, in person or online. Hello, beautiful people online. Love it. This time is very special and unique because you are here. We also want to welcome people who are here for the first or second time. We're so grateful that you're here. It takes a lot of courage, not only to just put on pants and go out the door, but ever since COVID, that is like a measure. I'm just saying. and I put on shoes, not slippers, and here I am. So I appreciate what it took for all of you to just even get here on a Sunday morning. I understand that. And for those of you who are here first or second time, do you feel daring enough to raise your hand? Let us know if you're newer. All right, I'm going to say it again. You know what I'm going to say right now? Y'all need to bring some friends. Okay, start bringing friends. And if you're new online, we'd love for you to just type right in the chat, say where you're tuning in from, just wonderful blessings. So we're going to bless all the people we know that are coming. And we know that as we bless others, we bless ourselves. So if you want to join me in this blessing, so we're going to envision into the future. All right, we see you. We know who you really are. You are a unique emanation of spirit. We love you. We appreciate you. We thank God for you. Welcome home. Thank you. And now it is time for our sacred reading that Yvette is going to share with us.
This is a poem from Rumi, one of my favorites, The Guest House. I'll go like this because when I look up, I can't see your faces. The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. And our first song for today. Thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you. Good morning, folks. Good morning. So happy to be here. So this song is called Connect to the Heart. Hold on to your freedom, cherish the right to reason. If you don't use your brain, you surely lose your mind. So dance in the sun, read a good book, make some market back to the heart of something more. Love yourself, love someone else, do no harm, make some peace and save the world. Let go of your worry about the brand of shoes you'll buy. Are they cool? Do you look cool? Or are you just a fool? Caught up in a game of imitation fame. How can you get back to the heart of something more? Love yourself, love someone else, do no harm, make some peace and save the world. Astronauts take pretty photographs of our bright blue ocean planet. Such an illusion, floating peacefully in space. It's filled with war and hate, pollution and careless waste. How can we get back to the heart of something more? Love yourself, love someone else, do no harm, make some peace and save the world. It's not too late to change your fate. Do your part, you can get back to the heart. Love yourself, love someone else. Do no harm. Make some peace and save the world.
Well, that was wonderful and perfect, like exactly spot on the topic as Spirit would have it, right? Always. I love it. In fact, it's really good to see you all, to be back in town. I was traveling for a couple weeks, so for Easter I was in Las Cruces at Wellspring, which is a sister community down there, and just, beautiful community. And then I was actually at a women's retreat with Marilyn called Sister Spirit. So we were in the Pacific Northwest, where of course it was like rainy and cold and pissy and gray. And I did not see the sun for like 5 days. I thought I was going to die because I'm New Mexican now. So very happy to be home and see the sun again. And it was interesting when I came back on Monday. I actually came back with a very hefty head cold. I was really sick because, flying in the airplane with 200 of my least closest friends and you catch the plague. I don't even know what it was. But I also, this week, today at 3 o'clock, I am singing with the New Mexico Symphonic Chorus for our final concert of the season, hence the concert close. So I was like on Monday thinking, okay, I've got 4 rehearsals this week and I'm giving a talk, blah, blah, blah. What is the most loving and gentle thing I could do for myself right now? I could hear Yvette, my best friend, in my head saying, honey, you need to rest. Lay down. Oh, precious pumpkin self. Does that sound, that's our friend Yvette. Precious pumpkin self, I got home in the afternoon, I laid down and took a nap for 2 or 3 hours, and then I went off to rehearsal, and then Tuesday I did work, and I canceled everything Tuesday night. I canceled everything Wednesday night, and I just went right down the line. Okay, I'm just gonna get that schedule down. I rested, I took naps, I drank tea, I took it easy with myself. In fact, I even gave myself permission to not go to the gym at all this week. Usually I'm like a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I like my schedule. Nope. I'm like, you just need to be gentle with yourself. And it's my routine when I'm speaking on a Sunday that on Tuesday, I open up what the global themes are and I see what the theme is. So I just had this whole experience on Monday and I open it up on Tuesday and I see, the topic for today says, being gentle with ourselves is important. So we can be gentle with others. I'm like, thank you, Spirit. Obviously, it happens every time. Whatever the topic is, Spirit's like, here you go. You get to have this experience this week. All right, so I'm going to take a drink of my tea, which is just water. I promise I won't spill it. It's only tea. Awesome. So thinking about gentleness, gentleness is not a very glamorous topic, right? It's not very sexy. It doesn't have a lot of teeth. It's not highfalutin. It's not high power. It's not like manifesting all your dreams or like, if you could just tap into the power of the divine. No, it's not going to be like that. But it kind of is. Because in the day-to-day operations of life, just think like the day in, day out, we are human beings and divine. Being gentle is kind of a quiet giant of a power. Maybe it's like a sleeper hit, like if it's running underneath. If it could be the operating system upon which you run all your apps, that could be really amazing. Have you ever known a person whose very presence just brings calm to the room? Isn't that powerful? I've never been that person. So I just want to thank all the people who do that. It's a goal. Okay. But really think about when people are gentle, the doors that open and how things just lay out. I mean, in just ways we never would have imagined. There's some powerful things that happen with being gentle. In fact, gentleness is one of the fruits of the Spirit. For those of you who come from a Christian background, we're getting into Galatians chapter 5, for those of you who play along at home. So the fruit of the Spirit, they're kind of like the power tools of the faithful. Okay, Christians get very excited about these, and they're awesome qualities of the divine. So this is the quote. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and then here's the kicker, the last one at the end, and self-control. Right? How did that get in the lineup? Probably because all of the things that preceded it take self-control. True story. And then a little further on in that chapter, it says, since we live by the Spirit, let us keep in step with Spirit. Let us not become conceited, provoking, and envying each other. Well, amen to that. I don't want to be conceited, provoking, and envying. Okay, so we're headed in a good direction here. And from Colossians chapter 3, I love this part. It says, as God's people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. And again, notice, patience comes last because it's the keystone to doing those other things. So think about, what does it mean to be gentle? The definition of gentleness is the quality of being kind, tender, or mild-mannered. So think about sometimes just in your own life, what are times when you are just automatically gentle? Like you don't even have to think about it. It just turns on and like, boop, you are gentle. Just shout some out. When are you automatically gentle?
With my puppy.
Oh, with a puppy. What did you say, Belinda? Oh, holding a baby. When else are you gentle? Just automatically. What's that? Oh, yes, like with our pets or, newborn babies. When folks are sleeping, hopefully we're being considerate. Also, when something really sad or difficult has happened, we tend to be much more gentle. We got a new car. Yeah, oh, yes, when someone's sick, definitely, I was gentle with myself. Or like you get a new car or a new tablet or something, and you're like, oh, we have to be, very careful and gentle with it. And, and for those of you who are parents, you'll relate to this funny little story. We had our first baby, and we had the pacifier, the little Nook, and, it would fall on the ground, which happens all the time. And I'd be like, oh, stop. I'd go to the sink, and I'd wash it, and the soap and the water and all the things. By the second baby, I'd pick it up out of the dirt, I'd lick it, back into the baby. We're good to go. So, why do things have to be fragile or new or sad or hurt for us to be gentle? Or does it have to be special? Like, oh, we're using my grandmother's special china. Or there's this work of art that is fragile, like we were setting up different altars for the women's retreat, Sister Spirit, and there was a table that had 7 sisters on it with these beautiful statues, and I was like, oh, being so gentle and careful setting it up because it was a fragile work of art. Or my dear friend Annie gave me this wee little sapling of a lilac bush. It was just this little finger, and I planted it in the fall, and I was so hopeful, and I tried to take care of it in the winter when it's so dry, and I'm so happy to report that our wee tree friend is like leafing right now, and it's so precious, and we're so gentle with it. Well, there you go. At the women's retreat, some previous participants had just had a baby. And they lived close enough that on the Saturday of the retreat, they drove up and they brought their baby in. And we wound up doing this beautiful baby blessing. And the musician for the whole retreat, I'm glad you're sitting down. The musician for the week was Karen Drucker, who's like, if you don't know New Thought music, she's like the queen of New Thought music. Like, we have sung her songs hundreds, if not thousands, of times. And what was really interesting when I got to have lunch with her, because it's the retreat, and you eat together. She was my wall mate. Like, I was sleeping right next door to her, and you just end up talking and, whatever. She actually spoke about the song that she wrote called I Will Be Gentle with Myself. And she said that her deepest hope was that when people are beating themselves up, or something horrible is going down, or something is relentless and just awful, that song would come forth in your heart to be known. And you would remember that. And stop what you're doing and truly be gentle with yourself. So we're going to take a moment. Do you know the song? We've got a few yes. Okay. So now, Karen is a tenor, to be sure. So I moved this up a little bit to alto range. But the words are, I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. Okay, not hard words. So let me play the melody once, and then you can jump in. And that's it. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. Do it again. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. Here's the chorus. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. Let's sing it really quiet now. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. We know how to do this, right? Like a newborn baby child. This is not rocket surgery. We know how to be gentle. We know that when something is delicate, we instantly recalibrate our approach in a variety of ways. A lighter touch, a more aware grip, or, a quieter tone, a different approach, right? Or maybe we hold the space in silence, and the silence is okay. Or we say no in a guilt-free way to something. Or we tend to it more. Or we slow down and really give our attention to it. Why does that stop as we get older. Or we think like, oh, you've got it. You're an adult now. Like, why does that stop? What if we viewed each other as that precious newborn baby child and recalibrated our approach to support the other person or to support ourselves as such? And just take a moment to remember the opposite when we have not been gentle with each other or when we have not been gentle with ourselves. Oh my gosh, did you just feel that like the consternation just came up in everyone, like intestinal discomfort? I promise we're going to release that in just a moment. So yes, like some of the key moments of regret in my life are when I am not gentle with others, when I am judgmental or reactive or pushy, inconsiderate, assuming, harsh. I'm just relentlessly driving myself and others. And does that not just sound like our culture in which we live? But I also know that is not the truth of my being. That is not how God works. And I am an expression of God. So that is not my truth. Rushing around like a bull in a china shop is not my natural state of being. And so I work to let that go, to retrain, to work with my beautiful brain that is malleable. Thank God for that design. I can learn and grow and consciously evolve. And we know, especially in the teachings of science of mind and in psychology, that folks tend to mirror our own ideas, beliefs, judgments, and ways of being. So just imagine if I come into a meeting with all my armor up and I lead with my weapons. Just imagine how that meeting is going to go and how people are going to react. I mean, do the math. If then, it's a no-brainer, right? And now just reimagine if I went into that meeting with curiosity and openness and compassion and gentleness. How different would that be? And that is the concept of being the change we wish to see. What are we choosing to cultivate in our lives, in our relationships, and in our experiences? But that cultivation starts inside of each one of each one of us. Am I gentle with myself? I used to get a D- in that category. I am working on it. Now I maybe get a B. So thank you to my beautiful spiritual community and my new job and all different things I've done to take my life back and recalibrate to something that is healthy and sustainable and gentle. So am I gentle with myself? That is the question for the week. But here's the trick. How do you tell if you're gentle with yourself? So I have created a gentleness inventory. We're going to look at, I know the organizer and spreadsheet person in me can't resist. So, and it's not a comprehensive list. I just picked top 10 concepts we might explore about ourselves. And here's what we're going to use as our measurement. It's going to be the best friend quotient. How would my best friend feel about what I'm doing? Or have you ever thought, hey, you can't talk to my best friend like that? Could you do that for yourself? That's the measurement we're going to do. Okay, so if you're at home and you have your journal, you may want to write down if any of these are like little zingers for you or it resonates and you think, oh, yeah, that one, flag on the play. I might need to work on that one. Or for those of you in the house, there are little pieces of paper in the backs of seats if you want to write anything down. All right, so here's the first thing for you to consider. And the gentleness inventory. How reasonable are the expectations I hold of myself? Would I hold my best friend to those standards? All right, a second thought. How spacious or balanced is my schedule? If my friend could see my calendar, would they feel good about it for me? And I have literally had that experience because I work with my best friend, and she sees my calendar, much to her consternation, and I have worked on it. Cheers. Here's a follow-up question. What pace am I moving at within my schedule? Because I cleaned up my schedule, but boy, let me tell you, that pace was still relentless within my schedule. Ouch. So what pace am I moving at within my schedule? Is there the space for grace? The space for a friendly perspective and reflection? Do you even have the space for your best friend? Yeah, muy importante. Okay. Here's another question for you. Am I taking care of my needs? And we'll go in the 4 directions here: physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually. Am I taking care of my needs? What advice would your best friend give to you to take better care of yourself? I hear that one. I've got 9.5 years, not that I'm counting. All right. Whew, here's another one. How kindly do I speak to myself? Would I talk to my best friend that way? Another question, how do I treat myself when I make a mistake? Would I do the same if my friend made that mistake? Do I make the time to honor my feelings? Do I make the space for them as I would make space for my friend having feelings? Or do I just run right over them? Just soldier through an army crawl. Yeah, been there, done that. Does not work. Because let me tell you, it goes in the spiritual junk drawer, and that sucker's going to pop open sometime when you least want it to. Then you'll be reactive and all sorts of, it just shoots out. It's bizarre. All right, here's another question for you. Do I allow myself the support I need to be well? Would my friend recommend that I get more support? Oh, this one's so precious. Do I honor my skills, my unique qualities, my accomplishments, and how far I have come in this lifetime? What would my best friend brag on about me? That's really important to remember, as we tend to be very dismissive of ourselves. Well, I'll say as I tend to be very dismissive of myself and my qualities. And here's a number 10. Do I love myself and all my messy goodness just as much as I love my best friend? And if you really want to be daring this week, you could write yourself a love letter from your best friend to you. Pretend you are your best friend writing a love letter to you. What would it sound like? What would it say? And then if you really want to be daring, show that letter to your best friend. That would be amazing. So that's a pretty wonderful list there, but what does it take to actually do that list? What does it take to do it? For me, it comes down to 2 things: intention and compassion. Can we be mindful of our approach to others and even how we're approaching ourselves? To just be aware, that kind of mindfulness. So what do I need to do to be intentional about how I am showing up in the world for myself and others? And honestly, my number 1 answer is always slow down. Slow down. Move at the pace of grace. Consider those arenas that we just spoke through, those 10 arenas in the inventory. And whichever one was a zinger for you, and maybe there's multiple, so you may need to prioritize, could you pick just one? Could you pick one this week and set an intention? Write it on 3 or 4 Post-it notes, put it on the bathroom mirror, put it on the fridge, put it on your nightstand, put it on the back side of your phone, put it on the front side of your phone. I don't know, where does it need to be? So it happens. Like, we need to keep reminding ourselves, because we're born being gentle. And then maybe out of survival, we might get, harsh and rugged. And, I grew up with 3 older brothers. If I wanted food or I wanted to be heard, I had to go for it. And like it was, Lord of the Flies, I had to fend for myself. So yeah, like maybe that was appropriate at that moment. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, I acted as it right. And now, could we get back to that natural way of being? And so with our intention that we're setting right now, in whichever area it was for you, setting that intention, here's the rocket fuel for that intention. Can you bring compassion to yourself in the midst of that intention? What is the most gentle and loving thing you could possibly do for yourself in that arena? And can you honor that you're doing your best? We literally are doing our best every single day, no matter what that looks like. Always. Would you get mad at a child who's learning how to walk and then falls down? Oh my gosh, what's wrong with you? Get back up. Right? We wouldn't do that. We'd say, oh, honey, try again. Precious pumpkin self, yes. Let's try it again. It's okay. It's okay. So with that kind of compassion and intention setting to support my gentleness, wow, to have that solid in my life, can you just imagine how peacefully and powerfully I could move about the world? Gentleness is a power tool, a silent, quiet power tool. And imagine the quality of care and interaction that I could offer anyone who crosses my path. And then imagine the ripple effect of that going out as maybe they gain more of that and take that to someone else. That's the impact of the work we are doing right here. And from Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of religious science, he says, when we let the love that is within us go out to the God who is in all people, then we are loving God with all our heart and all our soul and all our mind, because we are recognizing that spirit within us is the same spirit that we meet in others. This is loving our neighbors as ourselves. This is actually living, not just saying, namaste. Living it. And from Philippians chapter 4, let your gentleness be evident to all. You are the sign that the Lord is near. This is how we know the divine in ourselves and each other. How do we treat the beloved of the beloved? How do we treat the house guest? I'm a guest in this body. You are a guest in my life. And that is the challenge for the week. Can we dare to slow down, be intentional, be compassionate, and be gentle with ourselves, and let that way of being spill over onto others? So when we get wound up and reactive, can you pull that Karen Drucker song out and just hear it playing in the background? Do you ever notice my head always has a song going? Always. And sometimes it pulls something out, and I'm like, oh, haha, yeah, that goes with the situation. This is the one. So if you start getting wound up and your, ire is raising and you're tense and things are awful, just whip that song out. And if you can't pull it forth, it is on YouTube. I am just saying, put it on loop. Pull it back up for yourself. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself, and I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. So I hope that this week you have a newborn baby gentle kind of week. Thank you. Now it's our prayer time, so I'm going to ask the ministers and the practitioners to surround the room, and just know that this is a visual sign of the divine surrounding you, that you are in the arms of the divine. And as we go to prayer, take a moment to turn inward and recognize that presence of the one loving source, the all that is, the something sacred going on that is expressing as you, as me, as we, as this precious spiritual community, as all the relationships that we have with each other, as the loving support we give to each other, as the gentleness that we can be for each other, to remind each other, oh, honey, precious pumpkin self, be gentle. Be gentle. Be gentle with the beloved of the beloved. And so knowing that the arms of the divine are around each one of us, lifting us up, supporting us to walk through whatever it is that we have to walk through now, today, this week, I know that I am fully supported in the divine and that all my needs are met in the divine. And so I don't have to force it. I don't have to be rough and rugged. I don't have to soldier through. No, I can surrender it to the divine. I can ask for the support I need. I can be gentle with myself. And I know that everything is falling into place. Everything that I need is easily and effortlessly coming into being. I do not have to force it. And I do not have to beat myself up if things don't quite go the way I think they should. I'm in a beautiful state of flowing down the river with gentle ease and grace. I am allowing and accepting, because I know that God is on the job. I know that everything is in divine right order, because if God is all there is, then how could it be anything less than that? And so I give myself permission to be gentle and to allow, and I have faith that all is well. I know it is, that regardless of seeming appearance, all truly is well. And that we are the beloved of the beloved of the beloved. And I'm so grateful for this time to remember. We already know this. It's already in us. It's our natural state of being. To be gentle and to be in community and to love each other. For God is love itself. And here we are, loving each other as we love ourselves. And I'm so incredibly grateful for the spiritual community and the bounty that we have being in community together, and how this support and this teaching and this love shows up out in the world, blessing everyone who crosses our paths. We are transforming the world with the power of love in action. I am so grateful for this blessing. And so absolutely knowing that everything is in divine right order, in gentle order, I release this prayer into the law, knowing that it is done. And please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen. All right. And as with everything, there is giving and receiving and giving. So it is time for us to share our abundance. So for those of you joining us online, there's all sorts of electronic ways that you can give. And in a moment, it'll be scrolling across the bottom of your screen. You can see the text to give. In the backs of the seats, there's all sorts of things you could look up. And for those of you who are just your monthly donors, I just want to thank you. That is so incredibly helpful. And we know that there has been an increase in donations, which is so incredibly helpful. We would love to keep that up because we do believe in this mission and the message and supporting each other, and having this be an anchor, kind of a home base in Albuquerque is incredibly important. So we thank you for everything that you are able to give in all the ways that you give, and the financial abundance is really, really helpful and important. So thank you for that. Let's say our affirmation together, and let's say it with a con un amo fuerte, right? With spirit. Okay. I am abundant, and I give from my abundance. I am prosperous, and I give from my prosperity. I am blessed, and I give from my blessings. My blessings of spirit are as abundant as the stars, and so I give and receive generously, and so it is. And there are baskets up here for those of you who are here in the flesh. And now we have time for some special music again with Linda Myers. What a huge blessing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Reverend Kamatara. You said something about the ripple effect of love and gentleness and all those good things. And this song is called The Butterfly Effect.
Yeah.
It's about the ripple effect. Well, you got some power in this world. You got some power, oh, in this world. You can use it for good, or stay quiet and contrite, but you got some power in this world. You may not know the power of your power. It's a butterfly effect. Gentle wings are flying, and storms are rising. Well, you got some power in this world. You got some power to change the world. Random acts of kindness are a superpower that can change the world. Muhammad, Buddha, Jesus too. Truces in the trenches, lessons from Pooh. Pay it forward in the drive-thru. Anytime you choose love in the face of hate, you got some power in this world.
Thank you.
You got some power to change the world. You can use it for good, or stay quiet and contrite, but you got some power in this world. You may not know the power of your power. It's a butterfly effect. Gentle wings are flying, and storms are rising. Well, you got some power in this world. You got some power to change the world. Random acts of courage are a superpower that can change the world. Tankman and Tiananmen, Harriet Tubman, Joan of Arc, Rosa Parks, Desmond Doss, and Frank and Mandela. Anytime you choose love in the face of fear, you got some power in this world. You got some power to change the world. You can use it for good, or stay quiet and contrite, but you got some power in this world. You may not know the power of your power. It's a butterfly effect. Gentle wings are flying, and storms are rising. Gentle wings are flying, and storms are rising. Well, you got some power in His Word. You got some power to change the world.
Yay. Oh. Wow, Linda Myers, so grateful to have you with us today. Thank you. What a wonderful blessing. Wow, we have amazing music here. So please help me in blessing these offerings and everything that gets contributed to the center in time, talent, treasure, heart, love. Just so much is given here. So thank you, sweet Spirit, for these and all your gifts. We are grateful for the provision for all our ministry needs and more. We're thankful for the infinite abundance of the universe, for our good health, for our friends, our family, and especially for the opportunity to express our love and appreciation to each other. And in this moment of gratitude, we allow ourselves to appreciate the abundance and prosperity that comes to the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living. Each gift and giver are blessed and valued, and we now declare that each person's peacefulness and joy and health and abundance is increased 1,000-fold. And please join me in anchoring this prayer by saying, "And so it is."
So what a joy. A joy it's been to be able to celebrate together today, to see all of your beautiful faces. I just want to remind you to take advantage of the prayer being offered here today that we do every Sunday. We have it right here with practitioners in our prayer garden. I mean, just to hang out with the beautiful babbling water and the plants, it's lovely. And to receive from practitioners who always receive by praying for you. And you can also offer or write a prayer request and put that in the prayer box at the back of the sanctuary. Or you can also go online at rgcsl.org. And please, please, please join us for food and community at the social hall right through that door after our closing song and affirmation. Oh yeah, and I'm helping.
You are. This is a beautiful song by Yvette Trujillo. I'm so grateful you're helping me sing this.
It's lovely to be here. Oh yes, please stand. And the lyrics are coming up right now on the screen. Wherever you are, wherever you go, you're still in our hearts. You still belong here. If we don't see you, wherever you go, you're still in our hearts. You still belong here. And when you return, we will be right here. You're still in our hearts. You still belong here. You're still in our hearts. You still belong here.
And our affirmation for today, I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. Thank y'all. Have a wonderful Sunday.
I will be gentle with